Right now, I am pursuing my dream of becoming a full-time content creator. Currently, I have 15,000 subscribers on YouTube, 45,000 followers over on TikTok, and 5,000 on Twitch. But before I really talk about where I am right now, let's go ahead and go back to the very beginning. Starting from about 5th grade, from a young age, I have always wanted to do YouTube. Watching YouTubers and seeing the content they make was definitely a big part of my life when I was growing up. And I would always be making my own YouTube videos. Now, I didn't say they were good, but I had a fun time putting effort into them, and me and my friends definitely had a great time. But slowly over the years, that passion for YouTube started dying out. Fast forward a few years later, I got heavily into gaming, and then I instantly knew I had a new passion for streaming. Fast forward to the beginning of 2021, I had a pretty dang good setup. And with at the time COVID being a huge part of the world, I was constantly really bored, so I decided to give content creation another try. But this time, instead of going to YouTube, I started over on TikTok. And on January 21st, I uploaded my first video, and this is where it all began. Now, TikTok was a lot easier than YouTube, creating short form 60-second videos, which obviously made it a lot easier on me, but I definitely enjoyed it a lot more. Now, at the time, I didn't have much content to make, but I made sure I stayed consistent. And for a month and a half, I uploaded to TikTok every single day. And then finally, after that month and a half, I hit 1,000 followers. Now, this milestone was huge for me because back in the past when I did YouTube and content before, I never reached an actual milestone. So this is a first for me, and it felt amazing. Also, thanks to my growth on TikTok, my Twitch streams all started growing, and slowly I was averaging about 5 viewers, and I got affiliated. Now, 2 months later, after constantly grinding and uploading every single day to making sure I stayed consistent, I hit 10,000 followers. Now, this was huge for me. With the constant growth that I was already seeing, I was now fully committed to doing TikTok and making sure I was still posting every single day. And the people who inspired me from the very beginning were now some of my best friends. And I was having the time of my life knowing that I was finally getting to live out that dream I had so many years ago. Except for one small issue. I always still had in the back of my mind that I wanted to go back to my original roots of YouTube. But I never really took the jump on it because TikTok was working out so well for me. And thanks to TikTok, my Twitch was also rapidly growing. This time I was averaging around 30 to 40 viewers, which was huge for me. I was really and truly having one of the best times of my life. But at the time, there was one huge thing about TikTok that I didn't know and I didn't understand. Short form content doesn't last forever. Eventually, as time goes on, trends will die out, and the things that are popular at the time, no one's gonna be interested anymore. And me seeing the constant growth and the fast rate of numbers that I was getting and the amount of followers I was gaining, I kept making that short form content because I wanted that fast and immediate growth. The content was good and people loved it, enjoyed it, but no one got to know the actual me, and people didn't watch the content that I watched for me. And even though my channel was growing so fast and at a rapid rate, it only lasted for a few months. And then finally, I hit my first ever standstill. And I didn't know what to do other than just keep making videos and hoping that eventually I'd get that one video that'd finally pop off. With my TikTok on a constant decline, my Twitch numbers also started dropping. And for 3 months straight, I was stuck. This was the time of my content creation where I genuinely had lost the passion. But I didn't quit creating videos because this has been my dream for so many years. I had already made it this far and I didn't want to just give it all up yet. For about a month straight, I wasn't making TikToks or streaming on Twitch. I needed this break really bad, but it definitely did also impact my numbers even more. But while I was on that break, I couldn't stop thinking about one thing. Going back to the original path that I started so many years ago. And over the past 7 months, my life was completely dedicated to TikTok. I had grown over 40,000 followers, and TikTok was honestly all I really had. And one really big issue with TikTok is that to stay relevant, you have to stay consistent. If I switched to YouTube, I would have to let TikTok go. Now, switching to YouTube could have got me back to where I was before, if not higher, but I also had that big risk of losing it all. I was already on a decline. I had just got off of a 1-month break, so my numbers were lower than ever before, and I was willing to just drop it all to switch to a whole new platform. And finally, I made the decision. I'm gonna drop TikTok and move over to YouTube. And finally, I posted my first video. It was a gaming setup tour. Now, thanks to TikTok and Twitch, my gaming setup has definitely grown a bunch. And at the time, I had a extremely nice setup. Now, during the first few days of the upload, it only had a few hundred views, which definitely set a sense of regret, and I started debating if I actually wanted to make this switch. Then randomly, I woke up one morning and my video had over 2,000 views, and this gave me a lot of hope. Now, over the next few days, that YouTube video started getting thousands upon thousands of views every single day. But another thing about YouTube is that it was causing me to put in about triple the work. On YouTube, you have to create 8 to 10 minute videos. You can't just take a little idea and throw it into a quick 67 TikTok. Now, starting completely over on YouTube, I finally had something else to grind for. Even though this challenge of switching was really hard, I enjoyed it. Now, when first starting on YouTube, I always had one big issue. If you go back to the very beginning of my videos, I had very poor editing. Coming over from TikTok, I didn't have much experience. That's where the help of today's sponsor comes in, Skillshare. For people who don't already know, Skillshare is an online-based learning site with thousands of classes. And thanks to Skillshare's classes, I have gotten so much better at editing. Now, if you're into anything else like filmmaking, becoming a better artist, or anything at all that may interest you, Skillshare will have a class. Skillshare has partnered up with thousands of people who know what they are doing to bring you fun and easy classes to help you learn more of what you want to do. Now, me personally, over the past few months, I have been using a YouTube creator's class whose name is Ollie, and he has a full class teaching you how you can edit. Another one of my personal favorite classes that I've been using for a long time is Marcus Brownlee's, and for someone like me who's a small creator, it has definitely helped a lot with inspiration. If you are interested in giving Skillshare a try for yourself, the first 1,000 people who click the link in my description right now will get a free 1-month trial to Skillshare to test it out for yourself. And again, thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Now, I kept making YouTube videos consistently for a few months, and after only 2 months of doing YouTube, I became monetized. Now, another big thing about YouTube is that the transition rate is huge. After only 2 months of doing YouTube, my Twitch numbers were higher than ever before. It had been a long time since I've actually felt this good about content for 4 months. YouTube videos kept breaking records of views over and over and over again. And YouTube was now bringing me in more opportunities than I've ever had. Now, starting from nothing to a little over 4 months later, having more accomplished than I ever did before felt amazing. But that was just the start. At the time, I had 5,000 subscribers and there was 2 months till Christmas. So I decided it was time for yet another challenge. Being monetized on YouTube was hard enough, but this time I was gonna make sure I pushed my limits. By Christmas morning, I wanted to have 10,000 subscribers. Now, with my upload schedule only being once every 2 weeks, this was extremely hard and I knew I had to make a change. So I pushed myself harder than ever before, pumping out as much content as I possibly could, and I got my schedule down to uploading 1 video every single week. And one of those weeks, I uploaded twice. It was only 1 time, but that 1 week felt really, really good. But as soon as December hit, I looked at my phone and I realized I was only at 7,000 subs. I had 3 weeks to gain 3,000 subscribers. But I wasn't gonna let myself set a goal like this and just back down and give up. And finally, on December 21st, I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And only 6 months into content, I reached this goal of 10,000 subs. Now, it was really hard, but I made it happen and it felt amazing. YouTube was bringing me in more than I ever had before. I was reaching more than I ever had before. All my social medias were finally at their peaks, and I wasn't stopping there. Going from the lowest I have ever been with content creation to now being at the highest I've ever been, something I really and truly needed. And now we are to where I'm currently at today, sitting at almost 15,000 subscribers. And as good as this feels, this is just the beginning. Reaching the 15K milestone will be a great accomplishment, but I'm not stopping here. But at the end of the day, none of this would have happened if I didn't drop TikTok. It was a humongous risk for me, but I took that risk and I grinded, I put in the work, and it paid off. But like I said, this is just the beginning of a very long journey. For anybody who's been here since the beginning of 2021, from when it all started, thank you so much for sticking with me for this far and through my first year. I know this 2021 recap video is really late, but I honestly needed some time to create this. 2022 is gonna be a crazy year for me, and I'm definitely gonna be accomplishing more than I ever have before, and y'all never have to worry about me giving up. So thank you guys for all the support y'all have shown on my YouTube and my Twitch. I love you guys, and like always, I hope you guys have a great day.